Alright, so you now have an old PC or a used PC. You bought it and now you want to put graphic design software on it. Okay, so I have two different routes for you. One, your PC that you bought could be running Windows already and it's working pretty good. So in that case, you could skip this video unless you really want to learn how to load a better OS onto it or whatever. Okay, so if you want to learn how to load a different type of operating system other than Windows onto it and try it out, explore that. But I would make sure that you have a backup disk of the Windows for the Windows machine if you bought that, if you want to explore it. Alright, so this video is for the other person. I have a slow computer that I bought and the OS barely is working. So we're going to ditch Windows altogether. Now you can do this to an old Mac, but this video is geared towards a person that's just started out with graphic design and wants to get a computer that's up and running. I would not purchase an older Mac. I would go the route of an old PC if that was the case. Cool. So now here's the kicker. In order, and this will be covered in a different video up here as far as installing that type of software on the Windows machine. But so the requirements for this, okay, I have to have a Mac or PC computer in order to begin. Alright, it doesn't matter what you have, because I have to make a flash drive. Okay, I'll show you what that is, but I have to have either this PC, whether it runs slow or not, or maybe my parent, maybe my guardian, maybe my friend has a Mac or a PC that you can borrow. We have to have that in order to fix the other one. Cool. So I need also a flash drive, 8 gig or more. Those are the two things that you're going to have to source. There we go, a working Mac or PC computer and a flash drive. Okay, go get those and then come back to this video. Okay, so on the working Mac or PC computer, I want you to go and download something. So we're going to go to Google first and type in Linux Mint. Okay, let's go to Linux Mint's main page. Let's go to the download section. And you got a couple flavors. For graphic designy stuff, I would choose Cinnamon only because it's a darker look to it. It's easy to see pictures, color, and everything else. It runs really smooth. If you like interface bright colors in your face all times, I would choose XFCE. I'd go with Cinnamon. 64-bit. And then you would download that by just clicking this, waiting for this to pop up, and hit save. Now I've already done that. It's on my hard drive. So the other thing that we're going to need, I'm on a Mac showing you this. So I'm going to use the Mac software, but I'll show you also the Windows version of it. Okay, we're going to type in Etcher. And you can just do Etcher Linux Mint. Sure. So there's etcher.io, and you would download this to the Mac in this case for this example. Now I already have this installed, but one key things about a Mac is you should right click on it and say open, right click open, and that will allow you to open it via administrator. Okay, so just go ahead and run through the install. It's just clicking, dragging it, and then you get this. Now you'll select an image, you'll select the Linux Mint, and then you're going to select the target, which would be your flash drive. I don't have mine plugged in, but I would select that flash drive, and then you'll hit flash. Easy as that. Very simple. Alright. Now, what if you have a PC? Well, go back to Google. By the way, that will take a while to flash that drive. So, Linux Live USB Creator. Linux Live USB Creator. So you're on a PC, you want to go to the download. You'll hit download. And this. Now I can't download this because I'm on a Mac, but I will show you that it looks about the same thing. If I can get a picture of it. And there's a nifty little help menu, but what I'm looking for is a picture of the, this, maybe this. Cool. Alright, we'll pretend this works. So in this case, you choose your USB drive, you choose the file that you downloaded, and then you hit flash. So it's the same thing. And that could take a while. Alright, when that's done, you now have a bootable USB drive. And with that bootable USB drive, you can fix just about all the problems in the world. And this operating system is great for kids. It's also great for adults that break things. Okay, just letting you know. It's practically indestructible. You know those people that, can go around and break a computer just by looking at it? Yeah. I would challenge them to try with this. So it's good times. Now, what you do is you put that into the USB port on your older Mac or older PC, and then boot it up. As it's booting, it's going to have, and this is different for all computers, it's going to have a thing called boot menu. Okay? It's usually like F10. Sometimes it's F2. All computers are different with PCs when it comes down to this boot menu. But if you can get into the boot menu, you can choose the USB drive. Cool. So I'm going to simulate that in the next part of the video, because I do have like a computer that is virtual that I can show you steps on it. Okay? So keep going. Alright, so I wasn't going to show this part, but it might be interesting for some. So this is called VirtualBox. I'm just going to use it to show the installation process. If you are kind of nerdy and you want to try out new things, like a VirtualBox Play Day is an amazing thing. So I'm just going to set up a new computer. We'll call it Linux Mint 2. It's a Linux computer. It's going to be 64-bit, and I'll hit continue. I'm going to make it like 4 gigs. You don't have to do this, is what I'm trying to say. This is just to show you how to install it on your laptop. We're making a virtual laptop. Give 20 gigs. Sweet. Now, the only difference here for me is I'm going to have an ISO in here. So I think that is located under that. Yeah. Oh heck, we're just gonna hit start. Yay. Yeah, this is what I wanted. So I want to choose that. That's what I downloaded, the Linux Mint. So in this case, I don't have a bootable USB on this. Alright, it's going to start out with something like this. I'm going to say start Linux Mint. So when this first starts up, it's going to be in low res. It's going to be, you know, like not very good looking. Because it has to know what your machine is, what kind of drivers it needs, everything else. So it kind of looks like maybe a cell phone at this point. So we click on install. And then just run through the process. English. I do click this button, install third party. That'll download all the drivers for your computer automatically for you. You don't even have to know what that is. This is a virtual drive. I'm going to totally erase the system. You should probably do the same if you're meeting the specs of this video. Okay, continue on that one. This is the world's smallest map. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to click on Detroit, but I'll try. Hit continue. I'm going to make other. Do not go log in automatically. Okay, don't do that. Might seem like a good idea, but if it ever gets corrupted, I've had it happen once. It makes a weird user that is impossible to log in. And there we go, it's installing. I'm going to let this roll and then come back to it. Alright, so now I have this. I'm just going to hit restart now. Now you would remove your USB drive at this point, so don't have that installed. And your new laptop would look a lot like this. Type your password in. And when it first starts up, I'm just going to click that video driver thing. It's not going to find anything because this is a virtual machine. But in your case, it might. It's going to look for the best route to take for your video drivers. It'll also ask probably something related to, hey, we want to connect to the internet. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to connect to the internet at that point if you want the latest drivers for it. All right, that's how we get a stable operating system on a really bad computer. Now, in the next video, I'll show you what software to download to get started with graphic design. For this one, it was just fixing the old computer and reloading a new operating system on it. You know, you should play around a little bit. You can't hurt this computer. If you hurt it, you already know how to reinstall the OS. So feel free to play around. You know, maybe look at soft. Like when you go here, you could type in soft. Here's Software Manager. You can kind of play around with in this world a little bit. Again, you can't hurt it. If you've installed apps on your phone, this is just like that. Cool. So I hope you enjoyed, and let's move on to that next video.